Hi, this is a lesson on Something Stupid. It's the Frank Sinatra and Frank and Nancy Sinatra version that I'm looking at today. I'm not looking at the lead from the intro today. I'm going to do that on a separate video. So this is just the chords for the song. Looking at the rhythm sort of strum pattern, which is a little bit unusual. And also the actual chord shapes. And now these are the ones that I think sound best for the song and sound like, or most like, what's happening on the actual recording. There's a lot of other instrumentation on there, so you can't hear the acoustic guitar that clearly, but I'm pretty confident these shapes are the ones that are can sound most like the song. So they're probably the ones that are being played. Okay, so the intro comes in on F sharp minor 7. Now we want to try to use specific shapes for this. It's not the easiest song to play because of that, but I'll show you what I've worked out. So F sharp minor 7, I want to play like that. So it's barring across 2nd fret, and then we've got 2nd finger at the 4th fret on the 5th string, 3rd finger just underneath on the 4th string, 4th fret, and your 4th finger on the 5th fret of the 2nd string. So you've got this. So it's not the standard way of playing an F sharp minor 7, but I think it's the one that sounds best for the song. And then B7 played like this, which is technically it's a bar chord, but you don't actually need to bar. You could just have this finger, the 1st finger on the 5th string, 2nd fret. If it bars, that's fine. 3rd finger barring across the first 4 strings at 4th fret, and then the little finger just playing the 5th fret on the 1st string. So we've got 2, 4, 4, 4, 5. Those chords are in the song quite a lot. Then we've got half a bar on each of those, and then that repeats. Then we've got 2 bars of E, and the E that we want to use is this one, which is a C-shaped bar chord. So you might already know that, but I've got my 1st finger covering the first 3 strings at 4th fret, 2nd finger on the 2nd string, 5th fret, 3rd finger 4th string, 6th fret, and 4th finger on the 5th string, 7th fret. And then we've got the open E here. So it's open 7, 6, 4, 5, 4. Okay, and that shape's in it quite a lot as well. Now before we look at the actual sequence for the intro and before I demonstrate it, I just want to talk about the strum. This strum you can use for the whole song. So if I take a chord like F sharp minor, which is the first chord of the song, just as the example for the strumming, what we've got to do, if I break it down to the 4 beats of a bar, we've got to play for the first beat, got to play down, up, down, up. So that's pretty fast because it's only 1 beat. And then for beat 2, it's down, up, so that's a bit slower. So I'll just put those 2 together. So that was 1, 2. And I won't change chord for the moment, but often it does change chord at that point. But this is halfway through the bar. Beats 3 and 4, just like beat 2, down, up, down, up. So we've got down, up, 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 down, up. At the beginning of the song, in the intro, we play the F sharp minor 7 to the B7. That's 1 bar, so that would be this. And then that repeats. And we've got 2 bars on the E, so you're just doing that complete strum twice. I'll just demonstrate all of that quite slowly. That's the intro, just up to speed. And what you'll find is with the strum, you don't have to be absolutely exact every time. And you might want more of a sort of flamenco kind of sound, in which case you could do what I did then. I got rid of the pick or tucked it away and used my fingers, first 2 fingers, and thumb. So down on your first 2 fingers, up on your thumb. flamenco, but it's that kind of vibe. So that was the intro, and then the verse, we've got this E chord that we've ended on at the end of the intro, but the type of E chord is changing, and this is one of the things that is a little bit tricky, but it's what will make it sound like the song if you do this. So we start with the E for 2 beats, then go to an E6, which is where this little finger stays where it is, and the others go like that. So you've got 7 on the 5th string, 6 on the 4th, 6 on the 3rd, and 5th fret on the 2nd string. And then the 1st string, it's an E, so you could play it, but I'm actually muting it with that finger. I can play the open E still. So that's E6. E major 7, which is back to the E chord we were doing, but without the 2nd finger on. So that's that. So we've got open 7, 6, 4, 4, 4. Then E6 again. So it's half a bar of E, half a bar of E6, half a bar of E major 7, half a bar of E6. I'll just demonstrate that slowly. Okay, and then it goes to the same thing we did in the intro, the F sharp minus 7 for half a bar to B7 for half a bar. And there's 4 bars of that, like this. And then back to E major 7 to E6, which is what we did for the 2nd bar of the verse. 2 bars of that. So I'm just going to play up to there. It's the first 6 bars of the verse. And from there, a bit of a dramatic change. It goes to an E7. So this one was E major 7. Well, E major 7 isn't the same chord as E7. Hopefully you already know that. So E7 is this. It's a C7 shape. If you think of C7, you might know. Moved along. So we've got 5th string with the 3rd finger on the 7th fret. 2nd finger here on the 4th string. Your little finger on the 3rd string. 1st finger on the 2nd string. And then again, the 1st string could be open, or you could just mute it. That's probably what I would do, mute it. And we've got 2 bars of this. So that was E7. Then we go to A6. Now A6, there's lots of shapes for A6. This particular one that I've worked out for this song, it's not a standard shape that I really ever use in anything, but I'll show you what it is. It sounds right for this song. It's that. It's actually a really nice chord. So we've got 3rd finger on the 1st string, 5th fret, 2nd finger also 5th fret on the 2nd string, and then your little finger on the 6th fret of the 3rd string, 1st finger on the 4th fret of the 4th string, and then we play the open A as well, the open 5th string. So you've got open 4, 6, 5, 5. That's a nice chord, and that's 1 bar. And from there we go to C6, a bit more of a standard chord shape. We flatten the 3rd finger, 5th fret, first 4 strings, and then 1st finger just on the 5th string, 3rd fret. Don't play this low E. So it's 3, 5, 5, 5, 5. That's a whole bar. I'm just going to play the verse from the beginning up to that point, just so you know where we are. I'll play it a little bit slower than the actual song. And from there we go back to the F sharp minor 7 to the B7 like we did before, half a bar on each, 2 bars. So and then back to the first 2 bars, or a repeat of the first 2 bars of the verse, which was E, E6, E major 7, E6. And that's the verse, or or I'm going to call it the A section. So now I'm just going to demonstrate the A section up to speed. Now the next part, it's not really a chorus, but I'll call it the B section. It starts with E7. So that's a shape that we did a little while ago in the verse, with the A section. 2 bars of E7, 2 bars of A6, same shape we were doing before, and then 2 bars of F sharp 7. Now what we did before was F sharp minor 7, which was that. Now we need F sharp 7, which is this. And that's a bar at 2nd fret, 2nd finger on the 3rd string, 3rd fret, 3rd finger, 5th string, 4th fret, 4th finger, 5th fret, 2nd string. So we've got 2, 4, 2, 3, 5, 2. Okay, and that's 2 bars. So we had E7 for 2 bars, A6 for 2 bars, F sharp 7 for 2 bars. I'll just play that. From there we go to B7. B7 was a chord we had earlier, which was quite a few times, which is this. Now we've got a bar and a half of that, and then we've got a bit of a strange B augmented chord for the last half a bar of this sequence, of this B section. So it's B7 for a bar and a half, which is this. And then change to this augmented, and what we've got to do is keep the bass note where it is, so keep your 1st finger there, put a 2nd finger on the 3rd fret of the 1st string, and then these 2 fingers that are left you put on the 4th fret, 2nd string, 3rd string. So we've got, oh, and the D string's muted, so we don't play the E string here. So we've got 2, muted, 4, 4, 3. Sounds a bit odd. On its own it sounds weird. If I just play the those last 2 bars, you'll hear how it fits. So now I'm going to play the whole of the B section. And then we repeat the whole of the A section or verse exactly as we did before. It's exactly the same. Then the last part of the song is sort of a repeat of the A section but with a different ending. So to begin with, it is the A section, the first 8 bars instrumentally. I'll just play those 8 bars just to remind you what they were. And at that point in the song, the vocal comes back in again, and just like before, we go to E7 for 2 bars, A6 for a bar, C6 for a bar. So this is the same as the verse or the A section. F sharp minor 7 to B7 for 2 bars. So up to that point, that's exactly the same as what we were doing before. But the last 2 bars are replaced by something different. So we don't go to the E, E6, E major 7, E6 like we did at the end of the A section. So just to clarify that, I'm just going to play this instrumental section followed by the bit where the vocal comes in, and then we'll get to the last part in a sec. Okay, and then at that point, it's got the end section, which is E, played as we did before there, for a bar, C6 for a bar, but the first time you do this, the C6 is a single strum which rings for a bar, so it's like this. 3, 4, and then it repeats E to C6 over and over again and fades out, but the C6 is strummed this time. So I'll just play the last few bars and imagine it fading out. And just fades out. If you're going to end it, you'd just end on the E, or maybe an E major 7, like sounds like an ending to me, but on the actual original record it fades out. Okay, so that's the whole song. So just to clarify the order of chords and everything, I'll put in the description. I'll put the individual sequences. You've got A, B, and I suppose you could call it C, which is where we come back at the end and repeat the A with a different ending. So I'll list those in the description. I think the strumming is a little bit unusual, but it kind of makes it sound like the song if you do that. So it's worth practicing that strum to make sure you've got that. So it's just that. And that just goes throughout the whole song. So it's quite a good song to play. It's got some nice chord shapes in there. There would be much easier ways you could play this song if you weren't too worried about getting the exact sound of those chords. But I've tried to find the right voicings for what I'm hearing on that original recording. If a few people comment and want an easier version, maybe using a capo or something, I can do that, and you could make this song a lot easier to play without some of these weird shapes. But anyway, I think this one sounds close to the song. If you like this one, then please click like, suggest other songs you want to see lessons on, and subscribe if you haven't already done so. Okay, thanks. Oh yeah, and look out for the other lesson that I'm going to do as a follow-up to this on the little lead bit from the beginning. Okay, thanks for watching.